welcome to another video. Howdy do, welcome to another video. So we're on another video now. Just setting up a few things as normal. Just setting up a bit of stuff. Right, again. No, I ain't gonna do it. So, just setting up some stuff. How you doing? So today a bit of firmware update on the UPAS KPV2. I'm just trying to know what I've got is I've got my card that goes in the box with the device, and what we're trying to do is make it from a fresh firmware install on the ESP32. So get your basic, you upload your firmware onto that, plug it in, and we want it to be able to get it up on our phone straight away. At the minute, because it's so customizable, it's really set up to go off the desktop software. So we know we need to work off the web API out of the box. So we're going to have to set up a few things. And I'm just going through the IP address. 168.4.1. Let's see if I can get it. I want to do as least steps as possible to get onto this. Let's close down some of this earlier stuff. Right, so I'm on there. I need to just go and have a look at the settings. See what IP address it's given us. Oh, it's given us 1.21. That's weird. Right, so I've got to go and find 1.21. Now, it might not be the right one. The strange things happen here. So let's see if I can find it. So 192, right, 1.21. Oh, I forgot which one it was now. Oh dear. Anyway. Right, what we got? 1.21. Okay. It's a weird one to be given, isn't it? Out of the box. 1.21. Nothing happening there. Anyway, so what we need to do is go into the firmware and give it some known. When it's in an unprogrammed state, we need to give it some information. So let's get the old guitar out the way. Hold on, I'm not even watching whether I've got audio or not. Anyway, so what we need to do is go into the firmware and give it. I have got audio. Let me just change the lower the resolution so I don't max out all the bandwidth. So welcome to UPAS KPV2 firmware changes. Some slight changes to enable us to get straight on to the. Let's get over to it. Give you a bit of guitar first. Let's get the guitar out. Feeling okay today, not too tired, so I might be able to give you a bit of guitar as an intro. That plectrum's a little bit too. That's better. It's a bit less tight. that's it, really. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, that's not what we're to do. We're not here to play the guitars. Don't play the guitars, Dave. Right. Okay. Okay, so you've had your guitar intro, now have a proper intro. Here we go. Back in 2 minutes. Right, we're back. Okay. Right, I'm feeling musical today, so let's put the battery in. Put the battery into my guitar. Let's have some. If I can find where the battery goes. Right, I have to take the battery out because these 80s gadgets, they drain batteries like nobody's tomorrow. Okay, I think I need to go this way, don't I? Yeah. Let's find some sound. 1. What else we got? Right, that's it. That's all you're getting. Okay. Did I give you the other intro? I probably did. Anyway, let's take the battery out. Let's put it away. Guitar. Yamaha guitar. Very nice. Alright, put that one away. Oh, I've been out today. Been out today and got some more boxes. Another load of boxes. 40 boxes. Here we go. Here we go. Here's a 40 boxes. Yeah. Oh, and I've ordered the feet as well. So I've got 40 boxes, which are the same as these ones there. 40 boxes. Save me making them. Anyone who's watched the channel will know that one of my first videos was me creating a box with a DIY drag blade I made. CNC'd an aluminium DIY drag blade. Yeah, anyway. Right, so what we've got now is down here. I don't think you can see it. Let's switch over to that one. There it is. It's a brand new one with a brand new ESP32S node MCU plugged in. I've just flashed the firmware on it for the first time. It's plugged in. We should be able to bring up a... Right, let's switch back over to this one. We should be able to bring up a terminal. And it's going to reboot the controller. Now what we've got is some default stuff going on here. Let's scroll back to the very top. Now some of our strings don't exist. Our strings don't exist because they've never been saved to the memory. And we have got some routines that does check to see there's anything in there. So it should have tried to initialize or write set the default parameters to the memory, but I don't think the strings is part of it. Right, past get defaults, get use default strings equals false. Let's start from the top. So main setup, RTC begin. Right, there is no RTC. So not RTC begin. Right, okay. Try use precision real-time clock on an ESP. Right, I haven't got it plugged in, so it's going to be false. RTC equals false. Right, so I'll put an extra equal sign in there. Shouldn't be there really anyway. Pass the initial init of the RTC. Right, so we've passed the init of input arrays and output arrays. We've passed EEPROM begin. So we're using 4K of the file. The internal memory is being used as EEPROM, simulating EEPROM. Howdy there everyone, welcome to another firmware update today. We're on firmware update. So, a little bit boring today, but we've got a fresh unit here, wired up, with a brand new ESP32S node MCU plugged in. And its memory is sort of blank. Okay, so back to the main screen. So we've gone past the EEPROM. We've allocated 4K for EEPROM. We're going to use default strings equals false. Don't know what that is. That's me serial printing a function, so I know where I am throughout the setup process. Past the get use default string, so it got past that routine. Now it says try use precision real-time clock on ESP32. So it's having a look for it. It's looking for an RTC, a DS3231. Is connected, is false. So it's not connected because I haven't plugged one in. I've got it over at the minute. It's plugged in on this board, this other board that's a working one. So if you don't know what the precision real-time clock is, I'll show you. Right, so we've got a standard precision real-time clock. It's got an I2 EEPROM, which we're not using at all. We're not using it. Precision real-time clock with a battery backup. Anyway, that's plugged in, and we can plug it in there, but we're not trying to set up that at the minute. We are literally trying to. What we're trying to do is make this so when it's programmed with the firmware one time only, it'll default to being accessible from the phone. From the phone, its web interface. So yeah, that's where we left off. Okay, so we get so far down. Use the precision. So it didn't use it. Now it's going to initialize an OLED. Pass init displays. Right, there's different displays on this. Now we haven't got an OLED on there. Now what we could do is plug one in, but I'm not really interested in the OLED at the minute because we're using the web interface instead of an OLED. But the OLED does get initialized, so it's just a matter of plugging one in. We've got one down here. There's an OLED. There's an OLED. That's your OLED, standard OLED I2C, just plugs in to the board, and I suppose we could just plug it in while it's on. Shouldn't really do this. I'll plug it in while it's on, why not? Blow it up. You won't get anything because it's gone past, so I'll have to do a reboot. So I'll reboot it. Now, yeah, it's coming on. and it's gone through to some settings. So just give you some feedback. So it is but nice little bit of live feedback straight off the bat without accessing the web interface. But I don't really need that in at the minute, complicating things, so take that out. Right. So it's obviously going to upset all this now. So what we'll do, we'll close the close it and open it again so it comes up fresh. Right, we'll start all over again. Okay. Right, what's it doing? Menu, Control T. I don't know what it's doing that for. Oh, it needs me to reset it. Here we go. So I've reset it. Let's go track back a bit. Track back. So it's got past the initializing the EEPROM. It's past the use the default string. So it realizes there's nothing in memory. Let's go on to this one. So it realizes there's nothing in memory. So it's getting the default strings. But let me have a look at that. So let's find the main program where it gets the default strings. Where are you? Main program. Right, so there is a bit. Right, past factory reset now. So if params are blank, so params are going to be blank. So you've got two types of params. You've got config params and setting params. I told you this before. So basically you've got so many, like 60 of them, 70 of them. I can't remember exactly. But what it'll do is it'll take those default params and it'll push them into. It'll do a factory reset config params and settings. So basically it's going to write the default settings to the memory. And the reason we want to do that is because let me just write something here I haven't actually written. Welcome aboard. Come say hi. That's it. Right, it's alright, better put a bit of interaction into it. Right, anyway, so we're doing a bit of firmware update. So what we need to do now is, once we've written, these are only bytes. They're bytes that are written to the config and the settings. But what we're not writing default strings. So I've got this routine here that says get the default strings equals false. Now why was that saying false? I need to find that one. So past EEPROM begin. Let's go back a bit. So let's find get past to where it initializes the EEPROM memory. From EEPROM begin here. Okay, so that's setting up the memory. Right, get used default strings. Right, so let's refresh our memory what that is. So this is a function, it returns a bool, and it's going to have a look in the EEPROM memory, and it's going to go to the base address for the use default strings, and it's going to, if b equals state is set. Right, so what this is doing is checking the base address for default string, and that's going to be predefined EEPROM addresses, and it's going to check whether one of the bit is set. If the bit is set, it's use default strings. If it's not set, it's going to return false. So we've got here get use default string equals false. So serial print get use default strings is equals if use default strings. Alright, so it's returned false. So yeah. if use default strings. Right, so that's a boolean. Use default strings equals true. Right, that must be a global variable. Right. Okay. So yeah, we've got a bit something going on there. So it didn't use the default strings, so past get the default strings. So we go back to main. We get to this. Oh, I've got the sniffles again. I always get the sniffles. So we're past get default strings. Then we're going to do initialize displays in it. Initialize the displays, and we've passed get default strings. Right, so passed OLED in it. So initialize displays. We've found out. Yeah, so we initialized the OLED and we're past the displays in it. So we got past that bit, and we try use precision real-time clock on ESP. So that must be part of the default strings there. Trying to. So I don't know where did it get that from. Try use precision real-time. That's sort of jumping in from somewhere. Oh, it's probably. Oh, I got it. It's when you initialize the display, it's going to try and get the time. It's going to try and use a precision real-time clock if the time isn't valid. Got you. So okay. So the RTC is connected. It's not connected. Right. OLED's in it. That's part of the display, and then we got displays in it. Yeah. Past outputs in it. So we've gone to displays, we've got down to outputs in it. So it's got past outputs in it. Right. Initialization of outputs is done. Then we've got the inputs in it, start, and we're past the inputs. So it's initialize the outputs, initialize the inputs. And the next thing we're going to do, initialize the engine. Start. So initialize the engine, and right, so what it's going to do now, it's going to load up program memory, character. It's loading the characters. Right, so it's source array equals KP1 engine, destination array. So it's copying. This is doing some copying a string to a destination. Destination, so UPAS KVP1 engine. It's actually a V2 engine, but anyway. Right, so program mem copy. So it's copying from program memory. So we'll have to look at that. So that's V2 should be. Destination array size 32 bytes. Then we're going to copy source array. Now this looks like it's set in the it's set in the destination to, this is the serial number. This will be. It's set it to 0, size 6, and then it's doing engine V1 again. 2 lots. Why is it doing it twice? Don't know why it's doing it twice. Can't remember. Let's have a look. So we're doing it. Maybe I've copied and pasted and meant to change it. So this is exactly the same as the other one. Right. Okay. So and we're going to program mem copy character array. So we've got the source and destination. Don't know what that's all about. I must have been half asleep when I wrote this, because I'm not sure what it's doing anymore. So we're going to have to look at that. So then we've got initialize the engine, mid 1. So we're midway through initialize engine. And we're doing some... that's where it got that number I found earlier, 1.20. So it's, I think it says 1.21. It all seems to put 1 on it. So I couldn't get anything, so let's try and go onto it, connect to it now and go, what 20 instead of 21. Right, I'm going on the phone. I'm just going to select what I've got is coming up. I'll just show you that actually. There it is. UPAS 10K. Anyway, so them are the default settings. So let's just go connect to that. I just want to see if I can bring up the web interface. Right, so it's going to connect to that, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the Chrome browser and just put in those credentials.20. So no internet connection. Right, so it's not coming up. There will be no internet connection, but as it disconnected me, no, it's still connected. But for some reason it's not bringing up the web interface. Alright, so go back to this. So it's 192.168.1.20. You can't see that from here. Let's go back to there. There it is. Alright, so it's written that. Alright, so that's the one it's trying to set it to. That needs to be default to the new setting, the same as on the card. Right, so we've got some values here. Character arrays. It's obviously looking at some memory that's never had a string written to it before. So it's load, UPAS, param up, UP. Don't know what that's doing. Anyway. Right, we'll have to look at that. Oh yes, UPAS. Here it is. Source is UPAS. Okay, so the one will be admin and the one will be UPAS. Right, so we've got all these question marks. These need to be submitted for something valid. It's only because it's blank and never had anything written to. Right, so we've got to the end of the strings. Oh, it's managed to do the NTP setting. Write that into memory. Actually, it's copying it from program memory and putting it into destination. So it's trying to write it to the memory and store it. So we've got initialize engine past M2, mid 2. So we've got past the engine. We've done the initialize the FRAM. We've initialized the RFID readers, the time zones, daylight saving days, access groups, Wi-Fi in it, so it's initializing the Wi-Fi. It's just reading some slots on the time zone, default slots. Right, starting access point called UPAS1. That's what I see on my phone when I browse for it. As a software access point now, it's putting this address in here. So let's try that one. So 192.168.4.1. Yeah, got it. We've got it. There, we got it. Alright, so we've got, this is what you get from a default. That's what you get as a default. Let's probably go to that one. Yeah, so you've got default screen. Doesn't do very good. Anyway, so what we can do, I'll tell you what we'll do. No, I can't disconnect the Wi-Fi and go directly. I've got to be careful if I do that, I'll lose the stream. So it says 1st January 22. It hasn't been able to join a network because this is an access point mode. It says we're in access point mode. So it's doing the right IP address. The serial number doesn't exist. It's on 0. Now, That's okay for me out of the box, but when the end user gets it, it will have the serial number programmed in. I've got to program that in myself on each one. So I've got to sort that out. We're on default packet address 10, and we're on the default 192.168.4.1 as the access point IP address. And we're saying S for standalone, so it's not connected to Wi-Fi or anything else. It's a standalone. The main software is not running. So we need first. I can see the login is corrupt. I think UPAS is okay, but the AD admin, yeah. So it's the right number of characters, ADMIN, admin, but it's showing incorrect characters. So that needs to be. Let me try and log in at that. No, it won't let me log in. Let me just. Alright, let's just type admin and log in. Nope, it hasn't logged in. Let's replace the password in case that's corrupt. UPAS. No, it won't log me in. And that's because the retrieved admin name is not correct. So we need first to fix the default string for admin and password. We need to write those to the memory. So let's do that down here. Yeah. So that IP address is valid. These are using the default settings. The serial number has not been set, ever been set. It's using 1 as, that's correct, that's the 1 from there. And the 10 is the packet address. Default packet address. It means it's never been assigned a packet address. Okay. So we need to be able to log in on our web interface. We need to be able to log that in to get to the next bit to set the parameters. Right, but so I need to set a serial number on this new firmware. Basically, that's what I need to do, and write the password. And so we get to the bit. Let's go to the bit that does that. Right, let's find the bit that does that. So, excuse me, let's go back a bit. Right, so we're going to go back to the bit. Right, so go back. Back somewhere here is the bit that loads the default. I think it's this. Yeah, so that's admin, and then you got UPAS. So admin's coming up as question marks instead of showing you the default password, but that should be admin. It's the right number of characters, ADMIN. But well, that's weird why it's coming up like that. So obviously it's not setting it up. It's not fetching the default. So we need to go and find that. So let's go and find that UPAS load. Right, so we're going to go on to strings. Need to find this UPAS load, that function. Right, so let's find that function. Don't know where it is now. It's been a while since I set it up. So that's a string. Might not be in this bit here. Let's see what we got down here. String messages. Let's have a look in the H. Right, so we've got use default strings. save string from EEPROM load string. So we want UPAS param load. We haven't got it on there, so it's not part of that. So it might be in params. Let's have a look in params H. No, we haven't got it as part of this. So where else would that be? It's been a while. Been a while since I've know where it is. So we've got strings. It's not in there. Definitely not in there. So this is, can't remember where that came from now. So it's not in params. It's not in strings. Where else would it be? Oh, UPAS params. That's probably it. Right, here we go. UPAS params. Yeah, this looks like it. Yeah, so UPAS params. Save and load. Here it is. Is the header file. So we're doing UPAS load. So parameter UP UPAS parameter. That stands for UP. We're using byte when we should be using uint t8, but we got it there. We'll do that another day. We'll have to replace all that. It still equals the same thing at the minute. Right, so we need to find the bit that loads the character array for admin. Somehow it's not getting the variable. So what we need to do is find all references of load and find the bit that it's quite a big program, this firmware. Right. Okay, so we've got right params string messages. It's probably part of that. So we've got our loads. Do need to open that up a bit to have a look. Right, so we've got our SSID and password. Right, okay. That's probably it there. UPAS load, SSID and password. And any default settings. Oh, here it is. Sorry, username and password. Oh, that's SSID. This is different. This is the login. So it's these here. Use default strings. UPAS parameter. Right, so I'd say it was this one here, username. Let's have a look at that. Smooth that over a bit. Right, so it's doing it here. So it's load settings, string, and it's going to username here. So once we get to this bit, it's gonna, if not use default strings, load the parameter. Right, so it's going to try and load the parameter. Now where is that? I've just seen it. String message. Now we need to go back down to files, down to here, this one here, and we need to find UPAS load. Here it is. Right, so the parameter and then the character size. Now there is no default. Right, so there is no default. It's trying to load it out of the memory, which has never been written to, so it's coming up with weird things. So what we need to do is know when it's. We need to find that. So it's right. So it's loading the parameter. So it's getting this bit here, but it knows fair well to when it loads the username, it knows to come up with it. So it must be a default thing coming up for. So Username, right, settings. Let me just go there again, let's find out what this is. So, load, user param, and then, so that's your user parameter, and byte character array size. Right, so that's your character array it's writing it to. UPAS, I forget what's going on here now, it's been a while. Right, anyway. So we're loading the character, we're reading from the EEPROM into UP value. So UP value is this one here. So we've got a character array. If character array, so number of characters is character array size. Oh, it's the size of the characters. So you're passing in the size of the parameters. So settings, CP username. If we find that, we should be seeing that it's got, let's see if we can find definition or peak definition. It's got 0 on that setting. It's a dummy entry, right, 0. Okay, not being used, that one. That must be being set further down. Alright, so let's close that. Let's try and find all references. Peak find all. Can we do peak find all references? No, find all references. It's where you start getting lost. That's why I like when I program stuff, I like to finish it off. So this is a work in progress, this is really and I've run out of drink. Oh my god. Oh, we're in the dark here, sorry. I haven't put the lights on. Does it matter? No, I don't think it matters. Right. So, I need to not execute this. So, I need to find, so CP username is a variable. I need to have a look really, I've just been too far away. So, right, we're setting up a area in the EEPROM where it's stored a number of bytes, engine name, right, SSID, passwords, username and password, right, okay. So the username could be 15 characters long, password can be 15 characters long. Alright, so that's just the buffer size. Right, buffer size and doesn't tell you a lot. Right, so anyway, this is, I think this is the bit where it initializes it. Right, okay, this is where we initialize stuff. So we've got to find username and password. Right, here we go. So username, it's setting up a buffer of 32. Right, so it's setting up a buffer of 32 for the username. It's a setting and it's setting up a username. So this is where the parameter is stored, and then you've got EEPROM address and the buffer size and the wireless default username. Wireless defaults CP username, right? So we need to use that name instead of trying to load it at a certain point. So setting value. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. What have we got there? Right, so so we need to find default username, really. We need to find that, so we need to go to definition. Right, so here we go. So we have got admin in there, and we've got UPAS. There's your defaults. Actually, this needs to be not that one anymore. It needs to be for that one, but I'll leave it for now. Alright, the SSID, they don't matter, they're all going to be individual, but these are the ones that get brought up. So, why doesn't it like admin? That's strange. So, default, no, I don't think it's loading the default, is it? Right, load UPAS parameter. Character array, so I'm passing in the UPAS parameter size, and it's hello Joe, how you doing? What word rhymes with orange? Orange? Drink of orange, yeah, I need some drink of orange, it's all empty. Orange, I don't know, it's too clever for me, Joe. My brain's 58 years old. It doesn't think that way, especially when I'm messing around with code. What word rhymes with orange? Orange? I could ask ChatGPT. Shall we ask ChatGPT what rhymes with orange? Orange. Train. What about a train? Just train. Right. I don't know, it's beyond me, Joe. Let me try, hang on, I'll try and answer. I don't know what word rhymes. How do you spell rhymes, Joe? God, I'm useless. Sorry, I went to a horrible school that didn't teach you shit. I don't know what word rhymes. That doesn't look right. No, it isn't right. We didn't use words like rhymes at school. Orange. Right. Oh dear. I've turned the mic up today. I hope it's a little bit louder. It might be too loud. Hello, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Right, let's turn the light on because I don't know how it's dark in here, but I don't know how the camera's looking at anything, so it's going to be a bit of a weirdness when I switch the light on. There we go. Right, let's how do? Let's have an interim. An interim. We're going on an interim. In other words, stopping thinking for a minute. Right. That's it. That's all you're getting. Right. Yeah, I don't know. So, I'm trying to sort this program out, but it's been a while, I forgot all about it. Right. We'll get rid of that one. Okay. Back to the boring stuff. Oh my god. Right. Play some music. Gotta have some fun sometimes. Music, music, music. Music. How do you get that in? I can't get the best keyboard's down there. I can't get to it. It takes up so much space. It's like this one, but I can't get to it. Let's find some music sounds. That's not very good sound. One, zero. Noisy, noisy, noisy. Right. Yeah, not very good. Hang on, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Well, classical gas. I can't play classical gas. Oh, some bass guitar. Anyway, let's turn that off. Right, I've got to go and get a cut of drink downstairs because I'm all out of drink. All out of pop. No pop left. So I shall be back in a minute. What have we got? 57 minutes. And we're tracking down the problem slowly. So yeah, we've got this bit of code here. It's coming up with a weird character instead of coming up with admin, which is not allowing us to log in. So we need to sort that out. We definitely need to sort that out. Okay. Right, I'll put you on an interim for a bit. I'm going to go and get some refreshment and come back upstairs. Won't be too long. Let's put you on an interim. Right, we're back. Oh dear. Right, we're back. Let's have another go on the guitar. Let's have another go on the guitar. That's the wrong one. That's, oh. God, they're dropping at me all over the place here. These plectrums, where's that gone? Oh, capacitor right under the keyboard. God. Get that out of the way. That's a dangerous place to put your capacitor, right under your keyboard. Hang on. Oh my god, I've got to get some pliers. Pliers. Let's get the thing. There we go. I dropped a capacitor in my keyboard, that's funny. Really funny. Imagine trying to type and you've got a capacitor stuck under the key. Right, let's see if I can remember anything. It's been ages since I played this properly. Right. Okay. Do I need a plectrum? Not really, not for this. Oh well. I forgot half of it. Can't remember to do it now. Oh well. Can't remember how to do it. I don't know. Do them too. What was that other one? Right, that's enough play, I think. Yeah, enough play. Oh, God. Right, what we're doing? Yeah, more programming. I got myself another jug. That's better. Nice and refreshed. Right, what's next? What is next? I don't know. Programming, more programming. Isn't that boring, no programming? What about if we make a template? What about if we design a template instead of programming? That's probably better. I'll leave the programming for another day. Right, let's just save what we've done so far. We haven't even done anything. Or did we get so far into it? So that needs to be... Let's change that. That needs to be 4.1 to be a default. This doesn't matter, that matters. Now for some reason I'm not getting my admin. I'm getting the UPAS, but I'm getting these weird characters instead. Question mark, question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters up to 15. Right, so something not quite right. So that's that's going into program memory, and we've got a routine here to get. Oh, you can't even see none of this, so let's get this up. So yeah, we've got routine here to get the username for the password, and it's taking it. So it's a UPAS param, and the username. Let's find all references of that. Find all references of that. Oh, I ought to put some reverb on the voice. Do some singing. Yeah, oh well. Singing. God, where did I get to? Right. So I'm finding all references of this username. Let's find them all. So param, let's go into there. Right, so we're going to load the param. If username is greater than 0, not request data, load the param. Okay. Or copy it from memory default. Right, so that's another one, default. So what we need to do is we need to find all references of that, really. Find all references of default. So the program is massive. The program is massive. Blimey hell, it is massive. That's just one part of it. Right, so we've got default. Right, okay, so we've got this one here. Right, so there's your default. Is there any more defaults for password? No, it's just the one. So let's go back over here. So we're back to this. We haven't moved anything. Right, okay. Right, QPAS 6. So what are you even in? Setting, load settings param. So it's going to load it out of memory. And we said load param. So it is actually trying to load it out of memory, but it's not doing a program mem copy. The default. Alright, so we need to, yeah, there's a default setting for username. Okay. Right, so I don't know if we're ever using the default. We're ever loading the default? Probably not ever loading default. So, user param, program mem copy. God, I can't remember what this does now. So, number of characters. So, this is all to do with the username for, that's it, the admin username. We've got default. I suppose we ought to have a look at the definition. Go to definition. Right, here it is for user param. So we've got config or setting, parameter ID, base address. We've got the maximum number of characters, the default characters array. Okay, so default, and we've got the actual value. So I don't know whether we're ever declaring this default. So we need to find whether we're even doing telling it what the default is. So let's go up to here, get default strings. Right, so I'm not sure we're ever telling it what default is. We should be. Right, so this is username. So we're doing it here. So username and default username. There it is. So let's find all references of that. Find all references of default username. I think it's finished already. It's engine struct. Wireless default. So constant character. Let's have a look. Oh, that's back to that again. Wireless defaults, admin. So it is admin. Right, let's have a look at this one. What's this say? Right, that's going default username. So it is setting it up, it's just not reading it right for some reason. Yeah, it's there, but it's just, I don't get that then. That is weird. Why would it? Is that the first one it's trying to get out? Right, it's program mem copy loading. Instead, it's loading it instead. Let's go back a bit. Okay, so it starts source array. Yeah, starting from there, and it's going down, getting parameters, and then it gets stuck there. It comes up with the wrong one there. Then it comes up with the right one, and then the wrong one. Alright, so this looks like is it running out of memory? It's not handling it right, is it? It's not handling it right. Okay. It's not fetching it out of program memory right, so this one's not working either. So load value 1. What's this one? 1 character. Why would it even load 1 character? Character array size. That's weird. Why would I load 1 character? Yeah, it's probably so I can force it. I'll tell you what, I'll go to the next level. We'll force it to, hang on. Right, got platform IO, and we're going to force it to factory reset the params and the strings. Right, let's force it to. So what it's going to do is write out these strings, because I've not told it to write it out, but I've tried to do a default on it. I've tried to automatically write them out from here. So it would get to here and it would get to the parameters, check the parameters are blank. Now it's doing the config and the settings, but it's not necessarily doing the strings. If factory reset strings equals 1, then do something. So it looks like I got halfway through and never finished it off. So, tell you what we'll do, we'll just try and compile that and see if that makes it be able to log in at least. Right, let's compile that. Okay, let's go on to it. Right, while that's compiling, don't know how long it's going to take. What's that picture? Oh, a train. Right. I'll tell you what I've got. I've got an harmonica. Should find that. What did I do with that? Is it down here? Where's the harmonica? Because I could do like Richard O'Brien, play the harmonica when waiting for it to compile. And he's waiting for his here's an harmonica. Right, that's it then. Yeah, we got it. Right, so we're going to be playing. I don't know how to play an harmonica, by the way. What I'll have to do, I'll have to research Richard O'Brien, what he plays. Crystal Maze. Crystal Maze is to play it when he's waiting for the slow people. Is that upside down? I think it is. What's this one? Patriot harmonica made in China. Fair play. Fair play. I can't play harmonica. Let's find out what Richard O'Brien... Oh no. It's nearly finished, is it? Richard O'Brien, what's it? How does he do it? Just sort of whistles, anything, doesn't he? I mean, it's just like a Dalek voice, isn't it? Yeah, I know, I'm mad, I'm insane. So you're basically just talking through it, aren't you? Let's run it. I don't know if this is all together right. You can blow and suck, don't matter. I can play and suck. Suck at playing. Yeah, it's funny. You can't even see the compiling going on. Hang on. There it is, it's still going. Waiting for the compiling. Right, okay, is it finished? Linking. Never even bothered, never wanted to play an harmonica. You gotta want to play something, haven't you? You gotta want to do something. Right, we finished compiling, so let's upload it. Upload it to the board, which is down here. Okay. Righty ho. Got my boxes today. Pick me boxes up, Joe. Here they are. Oh, it's writing it anyway, so that's alright. Yeah, pick the boxes up. 40 boxes. 40 boxes. Yeah, 40 boxes. So I've got 40 PCBs, 10 ready, and a few more ready, and 30 PCBs blank, so enough bits to make most of that. I'm just got to more pay. I've got to pay another £80 to get those. Get another 20 of them, £4 each. But just want to get rid of it. Build them all up into a big pile of 40, and then put it in a suitcase or whatever box, or put them online, anything like that. Right, so it's finished doing whatever it's got to do. So we've done some settings. Now the problem is it's going to reboot every time. Let's see what it does this time. Okay. Now it's finished doing that. Let's get on the thing. Right, we'll log on to that. You can't see it there, so let's go on to there. You can see it. Station connected. I'm connected on the phone to that there. Right, so I'm connected, so I'm going to go and try to bring up a browser. Oh, I'm on, but yeah. I'm on, but it's still showing incorrect characters. See the characters? You can't see the characters. My mouse has disappeared. There we go. So it's still showing these weird characters. So I'll try and log in. No, it won't let me log in. Right, let me try and override it. Right, it's put password in and it still won't let me log in. Okay. Right, so how I did it with the main software, that's how I did it last time. So I'm having to write it manually with the main software. So I need to get past this. Well, check login credentials bad. Right. So I can see it says login credentials are bad. Yeah, they are bad. Login name is admin. Yeah. And they're bad because it's comparing it against one it's pulled out of program memory. It's deciphering it incorrectly for some reason. Login entered is that. It's bad, yeah, so. And that's what it gave me up on the screen, so that's a weird one. Server not found, triggered login. Right, okay. Finish setup. Right, so what I've got to do now is recompile without this. I'm going to have to work this out. It just has taken too long. Right, so I'll recompile that, so that's going to take a little while. Let's recompile that. Here we go. Right, so it's recompiling that, and let's play a tune. Right, let's see if I can play Robin S. Got to show me love, whatever. No, let's not do that. Oh God, can we something else to do while we're waiting? What can we do? What can we do with a drunken sailor? I have no idea. Sure, I've got something to do in here. Well, if I had a 12-volt supply, I could put me other keyboard on. I've got a lot of keyboards. Lots of guitars, lots of keyboards, lots of pedals, lots of things. Yeah. I could put me BBC micro on and connect it up, and that's a bit of a distraction. Yeah, I could set that up and play a game of Galaxians or something. Actually, that gave me an idea. I can actually play a game of. Let me put the harmonica away. Harmonica away. There you go. Goodbye, harmonica. Alright. Do we play? Yeah, should we play a game of Thrust? No. This is quite boring. Anyway, it's taking a while. Oh my God. Yeah. Could do with some drums. Got drums somewhere. That's better. Yeah, a bit lost now. So what happens when I go to a pub? After half an hour, I had a drink and I'm thinking, I'm looking around like this, I'm going, now what? Now what? Now what? Oh. Now what? Okay, let's put the battery back in. I don't know why I keep putting the battery back in and out. Battery in, battery out. Battery in, battery out. Oops. Alright, so 44. Let's transpose it a bit. Right. Let's Still a high pitch. Let's transpose it some more. Transpose. Right. That's quite painful, I suppose, on the headphones. Alright, transpose. Well, let's go back to normal. Alright, let's transpose. Okay. Oh dear, tune, transpose, go back up there. Oh, it's finished. Finished. Right, okay. Right. Takes a while, don't know why. Anyway. Yeah, so let's upload that code. Upload the code. You can see why it took 14 years. 14 years. Oh, connecting. I've got to press the button this time. Yeah. Write in the code. Trial and error. Shouldn't be trial and error. You have to get into the mind frame with it. You've got to get in with it. Right, so we're compiled, finished. Right, let's see now. Oh, we can always have a look up here. Yeah, it's got false characters here. Don't know why. Right. So we've got UPAS there. We've got the... Oh, we've got admin this time. So it has found the admin. See, it's done it this time. It's actually got the right character since we've written it and rewrote it. So we should be able to join the network now. Right, so go back to the end. Let me just connect to this wireless access point. Let's connect to it. Right, I'm going to connect to it now. You can see the station is connected. It just appeared. Alright, so I'm going to go up to the browser. And is that the one? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, we've got some at this time, and we've actually got. Right, we've got admin and the password. So yeah, the corruption's gone. Okay, so it's actually written to the blank memory, the bytes that need to be written to. So we need a little routine that checks. I've already done that. Checks to see if the memory is blank, then writes the default parameters. But I think I'm only writing the bytes and not the strings, so I think that's what's happening. But when I set this factory reset the strings to on, which you can't see, when I set this factory reset the strings to a 1, which tells the system when it boots up to write the default strings to the memory, it's then writing it. So I should be able to now log in. So let me log in And I'm in. And there's your main buttons. So if we have a look down here, right, this first time I've logged into this one. It's a brand new unit. Let's see if we can toggle relay 1 by pressing the button on the screen. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. And as I press it, it's serving me up a web page to just give me feedback on the screen, which is over here. So you get a green button. That's feedback to shows you exactly what's going on that end. Right, let's see if we can do one of the auxiliary relays. Yeah, I can hear it clicking. Okay, that's good. So we can join a network now. Even though I haven't programmed a serial number, which is good. So what I'll do is I'll go into network settings, network, and I will put an IP address in. Right, so let's just put 192.168.7. Can't remember what it now. Oh, 0. Dot, and let's say 198. 0.198. Right. We need to log on to the Wi-Fi, the local Wi-Fi. I think everything else should be the same. We've got the default gateway needs to be set to 0.1. The NTP clock is okay. The minute zone is showing the 1st of January 22. That's the default, and the time is 4 minutes past 12, which it isn't. Just that's where it picked the time up, because it hadn't got the time off the NTP because it didn't join the network. So we're going to save that. So we've saved it. It's written it all out. Okay, so what we need to do now is log out, and we need to try to join the network by pressing the button in, and you could get, I forget, is it 2 bleeps? 1 bleep you should get of it. Ready? Not getting any bleeps. Now, is that because I destroyed the buzzer when I put it in an ultrasonic cleaner? Probably. Although it's not doing a reboot on there, is it? So, I know why. This is another parameter we've got to change. Right, so I know why that's not doing it, because the default for that button is not set up to change the access mode. So we need to go to the options and set that. So that's something. Ooh, this is good. So we're working through it. So I need to find. So the input. Right, go to inputs. Inputs. Where are the inputs? Here's the inputs. Right. So it'll be actions, won't it? So the default. I need to go to default. Engine defaults. Where are your engine defaults? Right, so engine defaults, set engine status. Right, so here's your config parameters. Right, react. Right, okay, so we need to find the default settings. This is the config params. Alright, and we've wrote the defaults, but we need to find the default settings. Wherever they are. That's not on. That's not on. That's not on. Alright, that's not on. Oh my god. Default params, right, so the default params. So it's just loading the normal params into default. Right, okay. So, engine structs. Right, okay, is this part of it? No. Have I got a list? I thought I got a list of default parameters somewhere. Where are they? Default parameters. Inputs, defaults for inputs. Right, what are these? Camera states. Configs. These are the defaults, I think. Right, so yeah, these are the default parameters. So inputs, let's have a look at inputs. Yeah, input 1 is enabled. Right, so we need settings param for the settings param ID number. We need a setting param for the input. Now the program button action we want. Program button action. Where is program button action? Input 3, output. Can't see program button action. It must be there somewhere. Okay, it's not there. Must have missed it somewhere. Held action, input 3. So it's which is program button? I think it's input 0, isn't it? Yeah. Input 1, input 2, input 3. Okay, so there's no program button action. It's got to be there somewhere. Mode. Oh, I'm not finding it. Unless it's in reader action, timer. No, it's not there. Must be in the other settings then. Well, I can't find it. Program button action, where are you? It must be in configuration then instead of settings. Right. There you are, program button action, there it is. Yeah, so it's reset engine is the default. So what we need to do is change that program button action to one of the other ones, but only when we're compiling for the UPAS KPv2. So we need to do a bit of an if there. Alright, so we need to alter that default setting. Default packet address. Serial number, yeah, everything else is good. The serial number will be 0 until I programmed it. So the program button action needs to be not that one. Let's go to definition and we need to set it to toggle Wi-Fi mode. So the default used to be reset the engine, but we're on toggle the Wi-Fi mode now, so we need to set that to that mode instead of that one, but only if we're compiling for this particular controller. So let's go to main, let's see if we can find a bit of code we can copy and paste. Let's find a bit and just find a bit somewhere. Right, if defined, right, so that's the ESP30. This works with loads of controllers, so this is a problem. You've got to find the right one. So at the minute we only want that toggle the Wi-Fi on this particular controller, and the rest can stay as a reset the engine business. So what we need to do is find the bit, the exacting bit where we choose that particular controller. Alright, so right, it's not going to be there. Right, where else can we look? We know we've got it. It's definitely sorted. Right, and probably down here, captive portal. Let's have a look down here. Again, we just I just want to get to the bit. Right, let's try a H version. Right, somewhere in here is we can copy the bit we've already done, but not there. Arduino H, no. can never find it when you need it, can you? It's in there somewhere. So a lot of them are just ESP32. Are they all going to have a web? Where they're probably all. Yeah, we could just say if it's an ESP32 or a UPAS KP33. Tell you what, let's go to. Let's go to platform ini. This is the bit we're looking for. This one here. So if we find all references, we'll have to find in files. Right. So that's it. If define node MC. This is what we want. This is what I'm after. I need to do a conditional compile. Let's get rid of that a minute and leave that open. Get rid of the frame. Get rid of the displays. Won't be main. It'll be in string messages. Will it be? Engine structs. Right. Here it is. So we need to do conditional compile here to change this parameter. So we can do that. We can say paste that into there. Right, if it's a node MCU, we need to change it to so and so, and if it's not, we need to do an else, elif, and a hash endif. Right, so we need to copy that there, like that. Okay, and we need to say if it's not one of them, it does reset the engine. If it is one of them, then we need to change that to whichever one. Definitions, this one here, toggle the Wi-Fi. Toggle the Wi-Fi, so we need to put that there instead of reset the engine. Right, toggle the Wi-Fi if it's there. That's it. That should do it. Program button number. Don't need that. Right. Okay. Right. Let's compile that. So save all that. And go back to platform ini, down to here, and we've already turned those two off. That's it. So when we compile this, let's just compile that now, and it might compile quicker, it might take a while, don't know. Let's see what happens. Right, guitar time. Guitar time. If I can find the right one. Where's it gone? What have I got? Oh, there it is. Oh, that's it. Okay. Right, so it seems like it's finished compiling. I might as well just leave that there. Might as well just leave that there. Right, so it's finished compiling, let's upload it. Okie dokie, upload the thing. Yeah, we've got to work out these little things bit by bit till we get to what we want. Without breaking anything, without breaking code. Right, it's writing the data. Right, could be watching a film, couldn't I, instead of doing this? What time we got? Half past 9 in the UK. 16th of the 4th, 2024. Half past 9 in the evening. Right, so we're back on there. So what we'll do is I'll connect to it. Well, we've already given it the settings, so let's close that. Right, let's leave the phone. So we've given it the settings. We want to press the button, so I'll switch back over to this mode. We hold the button in, it should switch us over, give us one bleep and try to connect to the station mode. Here we go. No beep. No reset. No nothing. Must be more to it. Right, try again. Oh, there it is. It did work. Maybe I've wrecked the button a bit. I don't know. Or wasn't pressing it right. So it's it's joined the network, and it's rebooted the controller and it's connected. Did it get an NTP time? Yeah, it got the time to. Yeah, it set it to. Oh, it set it to 2033. So it's not getting the correct time off that NTP. So it's gone back to that again, has it? It's setting the time an hour in reverse, hour back. Maybe that NTP server that I've set to is a weird one. Anyway, so we can now join it on the local network and have a look. Alright, so let's have a look on here. I'll just go put the IP address in. It's going to be 198. Yeah, there it is. There's the interface. Let's put you on a bit of a screen here so you can see down there. Right, let's log in. So we're logged in. Let's save it. No. Do we want to save it? No. Right, we're on the main controller and we can click the relays on. Yeah, they're working. So that's relatively painless, and you can see it's got the date, but we're an hour behind. Now, last year, well, 6 months ago, I was had the same problem and I put it right. Right, so we're on IP address 10. We've still got no serial number because I haven't programmed it yet, but we're showing the right IP address and we're in station mode. Yeah. Okay. And if we toggle these on, and the first click does nothing because it's the first time it wrote to the flag in the memory. So the second click will do it. So there's a little thing to do. What's going on? I seem to have lost communication. Alright, let's. Okay. Oh, there you go. Ah, it's all caught up at once. Looks like the network was being hogged probably by me streaming and the rest of the family streaming. Right. Okay. Now you can tell when it's the controller doing it or when it's the network. If the controller did it, the watchdog timer would kick in and it would literally reset the controller, which it didn't do. There's no reset going on here, so it definitely the network holding back. That's the trouble with testing when you're doing the live stream on it. So it missed that one. There it is. So we need to write to those. There's another thing we need to do. We need to write, when we default the system, we need to write to these parameters telling it it's off. Because you notice I had to click twice before we get the first setting. It's only once, but it could confuse the people if they go like that. It's supposed to come on straight away, but from fresh we had to click twice to get to the next setting. Yeah, so there's that problem. We need to sort that out. Right, okay. So what about the tokens will be on. Oh, we had a reset there. We went to tokens. Right, so you can see that we went on a reset. Right, so let's find out why we had a reset. Obviously, some memory that's not in use. Blanks needs to be written. The default stuff needs to be written to the memory. Right, here we go. Stack smashing protect failure. Okay, so whatever that was. Yeah, so we had this the other day, didn't we? We had this the other day, and it's to do with, what was it to do with now? I can't remember. Let's try again. Let's go down to the bottom. Let's go into tokens. It's done the same again. Right, okay. We haven't got reader selected here. We haven't got reader, and we're not in any learn mode. So we're telling it to go into tokens when so we need to set up a reader. So there's a lot to do on this yet. Quite a bit to do parameter wise, but we'll work on it bit by bit. So we've got so far tonight. That's okay. We've done something on it. We've got a few problems. We need to log them. Do we log them? Do I use Event Horizon to log them? Anyway, I've had a bit of enough today, so I think I'm going to watch some films now. So that's going to be it for today. Okie dokie. That's going to be it. What have we got live stream wise? 1 hour 54. I think that's enough for anyone, isn't it? Right, so we've got a few things. We'll try to iron these out over the next week. They're not errors so much as omissions, as we've changed what we're doing with it. I've changed what we're doing with it, so we have literally got to lots to sort out. So at least we know. We knew we got to sort them out because we're changing stuff, and we wanted to make this web interface work from default. So sounds easy to do if you had a blank controller, but we've also got to connect with our main software as well. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll be on probably tomorrow night again. Alright then, bye for now, bye bye.